So do you guys know Diana Jones? Elizabeth Diana Jones is an American criminal who murdered her daughter and attempted to murder her other two children near Springfield, Oregon in May 1983. Following the crimes, she made claims to police that a man attempted to carjack her and shot the children. She was convicted in 1984, sentenced to life in prison plus 50 years. She briefly escaped in 1987 but was quickly recaptured. Prosecutors argued that Jones shot her children to be free of them so she could continue with her affair with Nickel Barker, as she claimed that he let it be known that he did not want children in his life. So basically Diana Jones murdered her own kids because she could be with this guy, Nickel Barker, and this guy promised Diana that if she got rid of her kids, he would leave his wife and marry Diana. And Diana, being the sociopath that she is, took up the offer and went straight to work to make sure that every single one of her kids was gone. In the spring of 1983, Diana Jones shot her 3 children without the intention of killing them. To make the story of the attempted carjack more realistic, she went so far as to shoot herself in the arm. However, witnesses saw Jones' car as she drove the children to a hospital in an attempt to save them. She was so desperate for help that she drove a mere 5 miles per hour. Her calm demeanor at the hospital raised red flags. It all came to a head when one of her surviving children, unable to speak after suffering a stroke, expressed fear and increased heart rate when Jones came to visit her. Forensic evidence did not support Diana's story either. She was arrested 9 months later after the shooting. And in 1989, Insider was able to do an interview with Diana after the incident, and that interview has been ranked as one of the most disturbing interviews of all time. And let me show you why.
My whole life, even as a child, all I really thought about, I used to carry dolls around on a pillow, and I wanted to be a mom.
I used to carry
dolls around on a pillow.
Oh my god, she was a sociopath before even being conscious.
What Diane Downs wanted more than anything else was to have children. She got her wish, but her dream turned into a twisted tragedy when she was sentenced to life for shooting her children because her boyfriend didn't like kids.
Like, imagine shooting your own flesh and blood just because your boyfriend doesn't like kids. Like, what kind of psychopathic behavior is this? And how do you start off an interview with, I always wanted to have kids, I always used to carry kids in a blanket?
I used to carry dolls around on a pillow.
No, you fucking psychopath.
Even today, 5 years later, her former husband would like to see her pay the ultimate price.
Executed. That's what I was hoping for. That's what I still feel that they should have done that, you know. We'd all be better off.
Why doesn't he have emotion? Her husband has no emotional grief. He's just like, yeah, executed. Like, bruh, your kids just got murdered by your wife. Why are you so calm and collective?
But it was the children who would pay for what Diane wanted.
Diane's the type of woman who I think could cut your throat and then sit down and have lunch next to your body.
True. She's the type of person that will murder you, and then after murdering you, she will go and make a sandwich. Like, she's a different level of psychopath, bruh. Holy shit, bruh. Imagine killing your own kids just because your boyfriend doesn't want to have kids.
I wouldn't walk in there and say, this weird person came up out of nowhere and shot us for no reason and just left. I mean, that's not a believable story. I could have, if I had done this, I could have come up with a believable story.
No, your story was not believable. What the fuck? Why is she trying to convince everyone that her story is believable? It's not believable. How is it a man out of nowhere just comes and hijacks you in the middle of nowhere and shoots your 3 children, but you are alive? No. Her story does not make sense. Look at her lying in front of live television.
It really happened.
It was back in May of 1983, next to this creek, alongside this isolated country road outside of Springfield, Oregon, that this bizarre and tragic crime was committed. It was around 9:45 in the evening when Diane Downs said a man flagged down her car and demanded her key. When she refused, he pulled out a pistol and shot her and her 3 small children.
You telling me a guy comes out of nowhere and tells you to give me the fucking keys, and you say no, and that person shoots your 3 children but only shoots you in the arm? What the fuck? This story is not believable at all. Look at this area. This area is so safe, bro. I can sleep over here and wake up the next day and nothing will happen to me.
I could smell the blood. I could smell the gunpowder. It was just a really, really horrible feeling.
Because it was you, and it's not horrible because you're a fucking psychopath.
But Diane says she somehow managed to escape and rushed to a nearby hospital. 7-year-old Cheryl was dead on arrival. 8-year-old Christy was shot twice in the chest.
Shot twice? How the fuck do you have the fucking balls to shoot your own kids twice? You telling me that she went out, took the gun, and shot her own flesh and blood 2 times?
3-year-old Danny was shot in the back and lay paralyzed.
Oh my god. Imagine paralyzing your own kid over a boy. Wow.
Diane, however, received only wounds to her forearm.
Look at this sociopath. She even shot herself.
From the beginning, it was wrong.
Detective Doug Welch was one of the first officers at the hospital that night, and although he didn't realize it at the time, this case would consume his life for many months to come.
Here was a woman who was completely apathetic about the welfare of her kids. She was just emotionally flat and preoccupied with something else.
That evening and the next day, police were out in full force, looking for any clues that would lead them to the man that Diane claimed did the shooting.
What kind of unrealistic person is this? You're telling me this is a real person? Nah, fam. What kind of unrealistic person is this? You're telling me there's a bushman that looks like this? Come on, Diana. Come on, Diana. Come on, Diana. You're telling me this is the person that hijacked you and shot your children? Nah, fam. Get the fuck out of here with your unbelievable story.
Later to be known as the bushy-haired stranger.
The bushy-haired stranger. Even the name is not even believable. What kind of random person just comes up to you and hijacks you in the middle of nowhere? The car is moving, right? It's moving. It's moving. You're telling me the person just popped out of nowhere and fucking stopped your car? No, I would just drive off and fucking run him over.
I'm throwing the keys, okay? I'm throwing the keys.
4 days later, as one child was being buried, the other two still in intensive care, Diane reenacted for police what happened that night.
Look at her, so hyped and energetic. No. For a mother who just lost her own child, why is she so energetic and so collective and so... let me show you how it really happened. She looks excited for some reason.
Besides wondering why a woman with children would stop her car and get out for a strange man.
Thank you. That's what I was saying. Why would you stop your car and get out? Like, there's no need for you to stop. Just run the person over, knock him over. It doesn't matter. If he has a gun, I would do the same thing. Self-defense, bro.
Detectives couldn't help but notice Diane's seemingly carefree attitude.
Yes, why is she so carefree, relaxed, and calm after burying her own kid? And her kids are in the hospital dying, paralyzed. Like, that's not a normal human behavior.
I just hit my cast!
Oh my fucking god, she's laughing.
My cast!
She's laughing at her own kid's murder, bruh. Look at her laughing like nothing happened. Like she did not kill her own kids.
Started the car and left. The car door shut itself. God damn. Sure, I could sit here and cry and be all upset. And what's it going to prove? It proves nothing. I am who I am, and I can't prove that I'm anybody other than what I am.
Diane was brought up in a strict religious family in Phoenix. She graduated from high school with straight A's. She married Steve Downs at 17.
17? She was not even of the age of getting married. She was not even of age of consent. What the fuck? What in the fucking... is this? What in the sweet home Alabama is this?
And almost immediately they had children.
I got pregnant when I wasn't allowed to.
Yes, you were not allowed to. Why did her parents allow her to get married to this random stranger that's twice her age?
Well, once she had the kids, it was another story, she treated them like crap.
Why is he laughing at this?
She treated them like crap.
She treated them like crap. Like fucking crap. She's abused them and slapped them. No, why is he laughing at this? Why is the father laughing at Diana abusing his own kids? Like it's a funny haha joke. Ha 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 ha. Diana used to abuse, slap, hit my own kids, and I used to watch her do that, and I did nothing.
She really didn't treat them very good.
These parents are fucking elves, bruh. Why would you let your wife abuse your own kids and you do nothing about it?
Christy and Cheryl came early in the marriage. Little Danny came later, the result of an affair. Diane then became a surrogate mother, bearing a child for another woman. After 8 years, the marriage ended in divorce.
In 2 years' time, I had 10 separate lovers. 2 years. That's not very many.
That's not very many. Bitch, that's a lot. That's a fucking basketball team. What the fuck are you talking about? Damn, nigga. What? In 2 years, I had 10 lovers. Bitch, I can barely have 1 lover a year, and you have 10 lovers.
And less than half of them were married.
10 lovers in 2 years, and half of them are married. What in the fucking homewrecker is this? This woman is a fucking homewrecker, bro. I can barely even have 1 lover a year, and she managed to have like 10 lovers. 10 lovers. Damn, she was getting run down, bruh. She was a fucking train.
Diane worked as a letter carrier here at the Chandler Post Office just outside of Phoenix. This is where she would meet a fellow employee, a married man who she would have an intimate relationship with. According to Oregon police, that man would be the reason why she would later try to kill her children. Robert Knickerbocker told Diane he would divorce his wife of 10 years and marry her. But there was one problem. You see, he didn't have kids, and he didn't want kids.
He was capping, he was lying, bruh. He just used that excuse so he doesn't have to divorce his wife and be with Diana because he knew that Diana was fucking crazy. Okay, here's the conclusion I've come to. I think she was just looking for an excuse to murder her kids, and then this person just gave her the perfect excuse to murder her own kids.
Hey, I don't have a problem with you having a relationship with anybody, especially if it's going to work into something serious. And how does he feel about the kids? Oh, well, he doesn't want anything to do with the kids.
He was lying, he was capping, he just used that excuse so he doesn't have to be with Diana. What the fuck, he was capping so hard. Homie was selling the dream, bruh. He didn't think that Diana had the balls to murder her own kids.
Diane and the children moved to Springfield, Oregon. She set up a new life in this apartment house and waited for her boyfriend to get a divorce and join her, but he never showed up. According to police, she became obsessed with trying to get him, writing him letters every day, but they would come back unopened.
He would change his mind on a daily basis. I'm coming, I'm going, I'm coming, I'm going. I want a divorce, I've changed my mind, I don't want a divorce. A week and a half later, he changes his mind, he doesn't want a divorce, okay?
This was a real obstacle as far as Diane was concerned. Those kids were a burden.
Imagine your own kids being a burden, bruh. What the fuck? Who the fuck says that, bruh? That's so fucking disgusting, bruh. Why would you have kids if they are a burden? Don't have kids. This is why some people don't deserve to have kids, bruh. People like her are the reason why some people don't deserve to have kids.
And there was no way that she could see that she was going to get this guy up to Oregon as long as she had the kids.
The town of Springfield was shocked by the crime. Diane proclaimed herself.
Look at her just pretending like she's innocent. Look at her trying to act like she's innocent. Yeah, I got shot in the arm. Poor me. Feel sorry for me, not my kids. Me. I got shot in the arm. Don't feel sorry for my kids who got paralyzed. One of them died. One of them is in a coma. Don't worry about them. Worry about me. Look at her trying to act so innocent.
But as police investigated, they found no evidence to support her story about a bushy-haired stranger. Instead, everything pointed to Diane. Most damaging were the slugs found at the scene. Police say they were fired from a .22 Ruger pistol. Although the weapon was never found, Diane was known to have a similar gun.
We were able to learn that she did have a Ruger.
But she had that gun, and she pulled that gun out and shot those kids with it.
Police were unable to crack Diane's story about a crazed killer who only demanded her car keys and said nothing more before shooting her children.
Thank you. Like, who the fuck just says, give me your car keys, give me your car keys, and then Diana says, no. I don't think a car hijack person would do that. Wow, is that even a word? A car hijack person. You know what I'm trying to say? You're telling me a car hijacker will kill you just because you said no? He will try again and tell you, I'm going to tell you for the last time, give me your car keys or else I'm going to shoot you. And then when he tells her this last time, he doesn't even shoot you. I don't think a car hijacker kills his fucking victims before stealing the car. Like, that person has to know you and has to hate you in order to kill you.
But during a tape-recorded police interrogation, she slipped, changed the story, and said that the man had called her by name and threatened to kill her if she talked.
This individual talked to you, referred to you by name, and also referred to your tattoo.
Right.
As close as you can remember, what did he tell you?
If you say anything about what happened here, that they'd come back and kill me.
Who's they?
They'd come back and kill me.
Who's they? Why are you changing your story? Didn't you say it was one person? Now you're telling me there's they now. There's a lot of people now. What the fuck? Diana, your story is not believable. You're not a good liar. A good liar is a person who's consistent with their lies. You are not a good liar, bruh. She really thought she did something. Bushy-haired man. What?
It wasn't an intentional lie, though. I didn't sit.
But you
just
changed
sit
your
there.
story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What? Why are you admitting to that? Why are you admitting to that? You're not supposed to change your story. People will find you suspicious. What?
I agree. I mean, you know, you've heard it. It's.
Look at her voice crack.
I agree.
Did you hear that voice crack? Yeah, I agree. That's uncertainty, bro.
Doesn't that make it seem kind of tough to believe what you're saying? If you change your story 2 months after the shooting?
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing? Apologize that you murdered your own kids. Don't apologize that you changed your story. Apologize that you murdered your own kid and you have no remorse about it. I'm not sorry for killing my own kids. I'll fuck them. I don't give a fuck about that. But I'm sorry for changing my story. Please forgive me this time. But I'm not sorry about killing my own kids.
I mean, I'm not saying that you have to believe me. I'm not saying that anybody has to believe me. But I know within myself, I can sit here with a clear conscience and know that I did not shoot my kids.
What the fuck is wrong with this woman? Lie, no, I did not kill my kids.
That I did not shoot my kids.
You did kill your kids. Every evidence is pointing towards you. Why is she trying to play this I'm innocent game? I'm innocent, I did nothing wrong. You're not believable. You're not believable. I fucking hate how she's trying to prove that she's innocent and she didn't do it when actually she did it. This is so disgusting. This is pissing me off so much. Like, I hate how people can sit right in front of you and lie to your face about something so serious.
There was only circumstantial evidence to go on. Police felt they needed more. They had to talk to the two surviving children. Danny was too young, and Christy had suffered a stroke as a result of her gunshot wounds and had difficulty speaking.
Why wouldn't they arrest me if I did it?
Because they didn't have enough evidence to prove that you were the person. They're still trying to, if you don't know, they're not allowed to arrest you if they don't have solid evidence. First they need solid evidence and solid proof, and then they'll arrest you. What the fuck is you trying to do? Why don't they arrest me if I was the person? Baby girl, because they're still trying to get solid evidence.
If they really had this evidence, I say they didn't have the evidence.
Finally, police arrested Diane, and incredibly, she was pregnant once again.
How was she pregnant? What the fuck happened in that timeline? What happened? How the fuck do you go from killing your own kids to being pregnant? What in the sociopath, psychopath, serial? What the fuck is going on? How the fuck should you get pregnant? Nah, fam, this is so fucking disgusting, bro. How the fuck do you murder your own kids and then go and have another kid? That's disgusting, bruh. Oh my god, she's fucking, oh, I hate her so much. I hope she burns in hell, bruh. I hope I watch her burn in hell.
Throughout the trial, the public would see Diane being led to the courthouse in a maternity gown and handcuffs.
I think she got pregnant so people can feel sorry about her. Like, oh my god, a pregnant woman, we cannot give her life in prison because she's pregnant. I think that's the reason why she got pregnant, so people can feel sorry about her because she's pregnant. Oh, I think the reason why she got pregnant so she doesn't get the
death penalty.
The trial was held here at the Lane County Courthouse in Eugene. And although the prosecution felt they had a strong case, they were still concerned about their only eyewitness. Would little Christy Downs, now 9 years old, be able to take the stand and testify against her mother? In an emotional and oftentimes tense account, Christy Downs told the jury what happened that night. When asked, "Who shot you?" she replied, "Mom did."
Oh my god, that's so sad. Imagine you being 9. Imagine watching your own mother shoot your siblings and shoot you in the fucking head. What the fuck? How the fuck is she able to recover from this? She's already scarred for life. Like, imagine watching your own mom that you trust with all your life goes and murders your siblings right in front of you and does it not once, twice. This is the type of people that I don't want them to have kids.
Her daughter Christy testified that Mom stopped the car, got out, and then walked to the trunk where she obtained something. We feel it was a murder weapon, and then walked back where she reached inside and shot the kids. After that, we think that Diane then shot herself.
A jury found Diane Downs guilty of murder and attempted murder and sentenced her to life in prison.
The only reason why she got life in prison is because she's pregnant. If she wasn't pregnant, she will get the death
penalty.
She's very smart. She knew that if I get pregnant now, I will not get the death sentence. I will get the life sentence.
Where she would later have her baby and give it up for adoption.
Poor baby, poor baby. Imagine coming to find out that your mother was a murderer.
But after serving only 3 years in prison, she escaped by scaling over a barbed wire fence. Diane was now on the run and a threat once again, but she says she was looking for the bushy-haired stranger.
I wanted revenge at that time.
What bushy-haired stranger? Bro, your story is not believable. First of all, that's racist, and second of all, your story is not believable. Shut the fuck up. I was looking for the bushy-haired stranger so I can get revenge. Shut the fuck up. Your story is not believable. She just escaped so she can go back to her lover.
I wanted to do some really obscene things to his body.
But instead, 11 days later, she was apprehended, hiding in a nearby house with a former cellmate's husband.
Former cellmate's husband. She was also having an affair with a former cellmate's husband. Damn, this girl is this girl is just being passed around.
Diane Downs is now held in a maximum security prison in New Jersey, where she's working on her latest appeal.
What appeal? What the fuck? Why is she still trying to carry on with this narrative that she's innocent? There's solid evidence proving that she's the fucking murderer. What appeal? You are the fucking murderer. Oh my gosh, she's still living in that delusion that she's innocent. She's innocent when actually she's not. She's a fucking murdering monster.
Why are you here?
I don't know. I don't know.
What the fuck do you mean you don't know? You know what? Let's just finish this video.
No.
Look at her, no remorse, no regrets. She's like, yeah, I did it and I don't give a fuck.
Doesn't that kill you?
No,
Why?
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
She's destroyed so many people, and I think without one shred of regret.
Why did you do about it? Look at the husband. You are not adding nothing to this fucking thing. She has destroyed so many people's life. And frankly, I don't give a fuck, frankly. I don't have to deal with the kids anymore, so I'm happy.
I don't think there's any regret in her body.
Same with you. You have no remorse. You have no emotion. Look at you. You're so emotionless.
That I don't think she's ever come to grips.
Same with you. I don't think you have come with grips with what just happened. You just lost your kids. How the fuck are you this calm and collective? Yeah. Diana, the Diana girl is so fucking crazy, eh? She murdered those kids. Oh my god, the worst part is he's calling them those kids.
Those kids?
He's not even referring to the kids as his own kids.
You know, with what's happened. I mean, the gravity of what's happened. The kids especially. She destroyed them.
Damn, let me help you with your sentence structure. My kids. She destroyed my kids. Not they. Who's they? Who's those? They are your kids. What the fuck?
3 perfectly innocent young children. Destroyed them.
Why is he talking in third person like he's not the father of those kids? Diana Jones is currently serving her life sentence in a California prison. But for the people who are wondering what happened to the kids, is that no one in the family wanted the kids. So the prosecutor Fred and his wife took custody of the kids in 1986. So basically that was Diana Jones, one of the most heartless serial killer moms the world has ever seen. Like, she's living proof that monsters exist, bruh. You know what? I don't want to talk about this case anymore. It's old and done with. Anyways, that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe. I'll see you motherfuckers in the next video. Peace.